Protoss can do to test him. Had a simple, clean run through Firefly before. What will he do here to prove that he deserves that spot in the upper finals? In the top left-hand side, in the red, it is, of course, Invictus Gaming's Shy.
And over in the other corner of the map, in the blue, his opponent, it is Team Lao Power's Jieshi.
It's a nice eBay block strategy coming down here. Gas first, eBay block, the Beyond special. I'm sure there's other Terrans who are like, dude, we've been doing that for a month before Beyond did it. Yep, well, unfortunately for you guys, Beyond is such a fan favorite that everybody tuned into GSL that night and lost their minds because they like seeing Beyond win games. So it is now the Beyond special. Suck it up. It's a very good build order, especially when it's not spotted until that probe comes down and goes, oh, kidding me. All right. Goes back to the high ground, doesn't even attack with that probe. So I think Jieshi there was so eager to put the cyber core down, but because of that, the eBay is going to get absolutely 99% hit points. And, ooh, counter gas steal from Jieshi. So he's going to limit Shy's options behind this. Not a bad choice. What's kind of cool about this is you get the extra, you want to go Marine into Factory anyway. With the gas first, you want to get this really quick factory up, right? So you can actually get it as soon as your barracks is done. So it's a mega quick factory. You actually want to go for your command center in about maybe like 2 minutes 30, something, 2 to 2 minutes 20. So that engineering bay minerals actually has literally no purpose until the moment when you're like about here, you're like, oh, I want to put my command center down. Guess what? You cancel it and it rounds out 400 minerals very nicely a lot of the time. So just look at the timing on this. He's got the SCV waiting. Shy actually is not even getting it. A lot of players, that would get cleared up earlier normally than that. But Shy was like, yeah, I'm just going to leave this as long as possible. I would rather screw with your build order than get my command center down a little bit early. So prioritizing messing Jieshi up, a good way to play.
Yeah, interesting little move here. And Jieshi has already dropped a proxy pylon over here. He is likewise expanding, but Shy has dropped his starport on the other side of the map. Is that over near the 4th place location?
Oh, that Marine was cute to actually go find the proxy, and then he changed it and pulled it back because he knows the Zealot could be coming across the map, but that does mean he doesn't know about the pylon. Zealot, though, fodder for these Hellions. Of course, can't match their movement speed, their mobility, their bonus to light means they will take it out very quickly. The Zealot will achieve forcing SCV to run away for a few seconds, and that's about it. Marine's going to start working the assimilator, 2nd and 3rd gateway. It's going to be a 3-gate bust from Jieshi, but that will not land until after the Hellion drops. So this is about to get really messy. I mean, without a bunker at home, it's going to be a little rough. If Shy builds a bunker on the high ground, we'll be in a much better position because this Hellions could do massive damage. I mean, I actually think Jieshi's going to lose every probe at home.
Yeah, I mean, what does he really have to defend? He doesn't even have a shield battery or anything to minimize the damage because he's focused on doing his own damage. We've seen a lot more of this free gate pressure coming out from Protoss. Is just such a strong way to open, and it does definitely put me in mind of Cyan. But here we go. There's that Hellion drop. The Natural's definitely going to get cleared out here. Let's see how much he can get done.
Oh, they should really go in the main. Shy there, I think, realized at this point, wait a second. Oh, no. Oh, I'm getting pushed at home. A bunker needs to go down yesterday. Shy just needs to hang on at home. He's going to kill every single probe here. If he can pull SCVs to the ramp and hold that ramp, then he's going to win the game. We need to look at that Stalker fight. Yeah, so many Marines on top of the ramp. I think it's enough. He should just pull a few more SCVs. As long as he holds the high ground and gets that tank siege, he'll be fine.
Yeah. Dig it up. Do it. There we go.
Ooh, Shy's bleeding out a lot of units on that low ground. He's already lost all of his Marines. I think just pull that command center back. You've killed almost every single probe. 10 probes versus 23 workers. That orbital needs to lift right now.
Yeah, getting a little bit fresh with the Stalkers there. He should be able to repair it just in a second. There we go. It's finally in range. And now Likewise, the Stalkers are in range of that siege tank, so he can re-establish himself on the high ground here, and Jieshi can't really do anything about that. He's just currently trying to recover from the massive worker deficit that he was put into. Just continue to pump those out 2 at a time and taking out whatever's on the ground here, because he may as well get the maximum that he can out of these units that he has, because that hurt. That Hellion drop really hurt.
Yeah, Jieshi's trying to recover the worker count and is like, well, you're only on 1 base mining right now, so maybe. But it is a tough ask. It's a terrible situation for the Protoss to be in, and Shy gonna move back down, retake the natural, and there's no pressure on Shy to do anything other than not die here. I mean, this is the situation as the Terran where you go, maybe I should make an engineering bay and a turret, just in case. Like, you know, you just gotta, it's not about winning, it's about not throwing the game away. And I think Shy is playing it safe. He's in a really good setup. He's building lots of SCVs, adding extra barracks, poking around with his drop. Oh, Stalker's going to try and catch it.
A lot of hurt Stalkers there, but Marines, Stim especially, not necessarily the units you want against that many Stalkers. And he's just going to reestablish this natural base, getting a couple more racks to ramp up that production. But he's going for a tank push across the map here. How many tanks is that? It's 4 tanks. That's a huge amount of firepower if he can get set up. Jieshi, if he catches wind of this, might be able to maybe snipe a couple of tanks that are trailing at the back end there. But he's definitely going to need every unit that he can get to try and hold this.
That is a huge push coming out across. Charge starting up now. There's no way that's going to be ready in time. It's only a handful of gateway units, force fields, going to be integral in maybe holding, but 3 slow zealots. I mean, what are you even going to do with this?
Well, he's going to kill a tank. That's what he's going to do, but I'm not sure how much he's going to get done past that. He's spread out, but this is just such a formidable force from Shy. He's going to continue pressing forward here, sieging up 1 at a time, and Shy is going to take game number 1 with that tank push, holding on very well against that pressure from Jieshi. Looking real good in game number 1.
Indeed. The Hellion drop working out exceptionally well there. Massive damage, clears out every single worker, and just got to survive after that one. Jieshi there going, doubling down really on the wild opening, I think. Saying, you know what, you're trying to slow me down, get the pile on the other side, go for the 3-gate. Very similar to what we saw from Cyan in the previous series, right? This is very much the same sort of, let's not give the Terran too much room. Didn't work out in that case. Of course, there are gambles inherent when you want to throw your whole army at the Terran this early. You do leave yourself a bit undefended at home, and Shy here taking advantage of that fantastically. And yeah, just a good hold on the high ground. The Stalkers unable to get the killing blow that they needed, and one big Hellion drop doing crucial damage. It's almost, I think when we look back, we're going to look at 2020 TVP. We're going to say, do you remember that year when Hellion drops killed more Protoss players than they ever had in the history of StarCraft 2 before that? Because it has happened so many times this year.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I always thought of Mind Drop as like the build, but most of the time, you know, it's not crushing Protosses, right?
Yeah.
But the Hellion is something else, and we've seen a lot of popularity with that, and rightfully so. It's like the new standard that everybody likes to do just because it's so good. It doesn't really, it doesn't get outdated very easily, right? Because Hellions are so fast, and they can roast so many probes so fast as well. So yeah, beautiful start for Shy. That looks very promising if that's how things are going to go for him here. And Jieshi, I don't know. I'm kind of expecting to see a little bit more of that sort of aggression come out in the following maps, but we'll see if he changes it up. We're going to go to a quick break though first, and when we come back, we'll be hopping into map number 2. Don't go anywhere. Hello? Are there any TVP fans out there? Because that's what we've got going on tonight. It is now Shy versus Jieshi, where Shy is leading 1-0. Pretty quick first match, but maybe we'll get some longer ones in the following maps.
Indeed, a devastating start there. Hellion drop, couple of Bernie cars in the mineral line unanswered. Always a good way to start
That'll
things
do
out.
it.
And honestly, both players went at each other's throats. So it was eBay block into super quick one-base Hellion drop up against, hey, I'm going to build 3 gateways and try to kill you straight away with a bunch of stalkers. And when you both go at each other's throats, things get messy. And you know what? It's just unfettered aggression does lead to a little bit of wildness. But I'm sure the series will settle down. I think Shy, after that game 1, is going to just do a very standard expand build. Jieshi, though, maybe still a bit of special sauce.
Yes, we'll soon find out what he's going to be rolling on into. I think it's Lightshade for our second map. And once again, he is leading 1-0 in the top left of this map. This is Shy.
Down here in the bottom right-hand side of the map. Many would say the favorite in this series, but down one map. Just got to bring it back. It's Jieshi.
Interestingly, if you look at Jieshi's versus Terran stats, they're not the strongest out there, but if you also look at who he's been playing, he's been facing all sorts of folks, you know, just some guys named things like Beyond Innovation, Kalzur, you know, just some names people might know. So he's had a bit of a rough go of it recently, and I feel like that probably plays into his Terran stats not looking amazing right now. But could you imagine the experience that gives you having to play that tier of player?
Yeah.
Surely in the preparation for the playoffs, that's gonna give you a bit of a nudge in the right direction.
Yeah, then there's a reason why a lot of those OG pro gamers grew up with you know, an older brother kicking their butt repeatedly. You know, the day 9s and tastelesses and so on. You just you know, going up over and over again against really good players in a certain situation or a certain matchup inevitably leads to growth, and you know, you just get tough. So playing against that opposition over and over, you see these players evolving and getting better and better. Now that probe there wants to do a little bit of a run by, but the Marine there hot on its tail, shutting it down for now. I really like this quick Nexus for Jieshi. Nice economic opening, and it's just going to make an Adept as the first unit. It has the double gas out, no warp gate, so we're going to see a quick Stargate opening.
Yeah, okay, something a little different here from Jieshi to open up, and we'll see how that goes for him. I mean, the Stargate, always good utility. You can go Oracles, you can go into Phoenixes. Haven't seen too many people rolling out with the Phoenixes. I think Cyan actually did it a fair bit in the past, so we'll see if that's still a thing. But you know, you can get some worker kills and a lot of vision as well, especially if Shy wants to be aggressive himself. That can be really helpful to just understand what you might be facing. But as it stands, he has not skimped on the bunker here at home. He's gonna keep nice and safe while he gets that natural base set up here.
Yeah, Shy time. A player loves to skip the bunker. That's something which is so nice if you can reliably do it, but Shy doesn't want to go into the waters of Adepts and Stalkers running circles around the mineral line. Now, that being said, that bunker's kind of far from the mineral line, and Jieshi's going to try to take advantage.
Yeah, it is quite forward, isn't it? Just for some reason I didn't register that till you said it. This Reaper's going to get a fantastic scout off in here, though, and that is about all the information you could ask for as a Terran player. The Adepts get flushed out of there as well, so Jieshi now can prepare for this little Oracle, which in fact is actually going to swing by and zap that Reaper out of existence before it heads over across the map.
Since it is Hellions and a medevac, this actually could have been so effective if it just dove into the main mineral line of Shy, but going back there, not realizing, and in fact, still no Cyclone, no Viking out. There's no anti-air in the main base to be spoken of, but it's kind of relying on Jieshi assuming there's a Widow Mine, but Jaishi's like, nah, there's nothing here. Goes in. Fortunately low on energy, so we'll run out of energy, but still some very nice damage.
Yeah, 4 worker kills. I feel like that could have been way worse. So maybe Shy with this Hellion drop is hoping to do some counter damage. That said, though, there's 2 Phoenixes on patrol there. He is actually opting to go for that Phoenix style from that Stargate opener. A location is found to drop those Hellions. It's the one spot he can't see. Oh my god, Shy is so good. How many worker kills can he get though? There's 2 Adepts here along with the Phoenixes. And he gets out of here, tries to save what he can, drops off 1 Hellion and takes the medevac home.
Okay, only 4 probes. That could have been a lot worse, as you said. The Nexus is on the way on that 3rd base. The Phoenix hunt down the drop, and even there, when it isn't spotted to the last second, we see why players do often just build Cyclone Viking 3rd command center and don't try to do anything aggressive against this target opening. It's because Phoenix, Void Rays, but especially Phoenix, these units just control the skies so well. Shut down any sort of harassment, and you leave yourself open to taking damage from the Oracle. So those 2 things combined puts Shy in a bit of a nasty position. No 3rd command center, has a 2nd and 3rd barracks that are trying to get up stim and all that sort of stuff, but with the 3rd Nexus there available, the Oracle even finds a couple more SCVs. It does throw away the Oracle. That's a lot of vision that you lose, because you don't really get a Robo out early, but the Phoenix, I think, will be more than enough. And I got to say, Jieshi, I don't think is under threat, and I think can afford to go up to a solid 60 workers with no threat of getting taken out.
For sure. And he actually goes to the Adept upgrade here. I tend to vibe with the Charge Lot follow-up from this, you know, like the echoing back to the old Myungshik days where that was like the one strategy that guy did. But
I forgot about Myungshik.
Yeah, right.
Oh, wow.
He's got 5 more gates coming on the way here with that +1. So nonetheless, it's a similar army, right? You got the Adept on the ground dealing a lot of damage to that bio.
Wow.
And scenarios like this happen where you lose all your Marines and your Cyclone.
Wait, what
and
is that? A Widow?
Phoenixes get away.
Oh, Landed Viking. Oh, okay. I mean, 5 probes, not terrible, but yeah, as you said, caught so many of those important units, right? Seems like a really good thing there. And Glaives, I mean, there is a Robo, there's a decent probe count here, but I kind of feel like we're going to see one of those big Glaives attacks, right? Just dive on in there, medevacs pick up the tanks, you know, the medevacs and stuff, and you dive straight past that bunker. Oh, Shy doesn't know about the Glaives. If you move out, you're just going to get jumped on by this army. This is really bad because he doesn't realize what he's up against.
It's going to be a little bit interesting. That 3rd CC is going to try build there in the natural. More and more bio rolling out with those extra racks now. Concussive Shell's almost finished too. And this is the moment that Shy is looking to move out with. Phoenix is already trying to be a bit of a bother, pick off anything they can, but he actually loses a Phoenix in return, so getting a little bit too fresh there.
Nice single Marine harass, forces a whole mineral line off. Ow. That's annoying, Jieshi. Oh, shows all the mass adepts to it as well. I don't know if that was on purpose. Shy, you need to go home right now and build a wall, mate. This army does not scale well later into the game. Shy did not look at it. He did not spot the adepts. He doesn't know. Oh, this is the sort of army. This is like, it's so good right now, but actually, and this is going to get so weird, they're just passing each other.
Oh, goodness. Oh, the TVPs tonight have been so wild, and this is going to be another one. He moves forward, and if Shy didn't see it before, he definitely sees it now. He's going to take the opportunity, though, to focus on this force at the front lines and try and take out as much as he can over at Jaishi's house. Jieshi, likewise, though, targeting down tanks, targeting down workers. Both are racking up the kills in crazy amounts. Supply depots going down. Adepts do so much damage. But you know what also does a whole lot of damage? Stimmed Biopig. This game
oh my gosh.
is insane.
Forces the recall, goes right past into the main and says, I'm going for more probes right now. You're forcing my natural to lift. I got to do more. Depowers all the gateways. Artosis goes down there, and he's going to have to hop pick up and get out. But remember, there are still some Phoenix out on the map, so if those come home, those could be a bit of a problem. Marine Marauder comes back out to retake the natural. Stim Bio with 1-1 and Medevacs beats the crap out of Adepts, by the way. Like, if you've got even numbers, the Bio is way better. But the problem is, of course, the numbers were way in Jaishi's favor earlier. now, though, it feels like this run by has killed like 37 adepts and 35 probes. It's insane how much damage this has done.
This one hero tank started shelling away at that third base will be eliminated by those adepts. But this double drop continues to live because until now there hasn't really been anything to stop that. Oh, that's rough, losing one of those medevacs. It's time to go home with that one, Shy. And that's still a lot of Protoss left over, but it looks like Shy has stabilized at home for the moment, getting a new bunker. He held on to his third CC as well, I think. He's just flown in the main. But yeah, he's still just trying to get together and wait for this next wave. He's actually going to drop again. And Jieshi's left the building, so this is an opportune time.
This is about to get... It's going to go from weird to weird. It's the drop comes in, dropping the third, dropping the main. The army kind of has to go here for Jieshi, unless he recalls right now, which he is not doing. He's just going to dive forward, and there's so few units there. The adepts are going to absolutely stomp on this siege tank and bunker.
Yep, that bunker lives all of 2 seconds. SCVs are now coming off the line. That third base is going to fall. There's siege tanks on the top of that base and on the ramp at the same time. They're going to do a lot of damage to this army. SCVs fighting as well. Third CC lands behind this. Not sure if he'll get to keep that. But the bio back at Jieshi's base hasn't done as much worker damage, but it's killed a base, and it's still trying to get some trades here on the front lines. He could potentially get more workers. In fact, actually, that's the last unit, so I take that back.
Oh, the drop picked up from behind the natural, actually. So that one kind of danced behind, and oh, we also only has 2 units left as well. Okay, so most of them did get cleaned up, but yeah, that's oh, Blinkstalk is chasing it down. Every unit is sacred in these sort of scenarios, and Shy's got to get the heck out of there. As you see, Shy, much bigger army, but way smaller worker count. I don't know if it matters though, because there's 3 command centers dropping mules, right? Feels like Shy's ahead on army. Better tech, because 1-1 bio versus just +1 attack shade glaive adepts. Third command center versus 2 base. It feels like Jieshi is desperate here. He's going to try to go all in, but being down 20 army supply, and oh, lovely wall.
Denied. No way. And Shy is continuing with these drops. This is so cool from him. A scrappy thing as things have gotten. He's still found ways to defend and harass at the same time. Goodbye Twilight Council and Forge. You're not invited to this game anymore. And he's going to see how much he can get done. In fact, he's going to have to just pick up and get out with all those stalkers getting recalled. I don't know about that.
Yeah. Realized that, of course, he was going to get blinked on when he picked up. So we ended up just staying there and trying to focus down the stalkers. Oh, almost got out of there, but double drop on the north as well. I think Shy should really hide that one and just wait for Jieshi to push across the map again. I think, you know, if you go in now, it's a really bad time. But if you just kind of wait out there on the map threatening... Oh, did he just path his units wrong? I think his bio's accidentally moving the wrong direction. Oh, no.
Ah, man. Don't get caught. Oh, there's no stalkers here. It's okay. False alarm. He's going to sim forward and try and deny this base again. There are only stalkers here, and with that much bio, you actually can't contest that. So it looks like this base may get cancelled once more.
Ooh, yeah, there's just not enough Protoss units there. The 1-1 bio, Medevacs healing, just doing it. Every stalker is so valuable. Jieshi drops some adepts. He's going to kill a few SCVs, but the prism goes down to a missile turret, and oh, some nice Marauder pickups as well. 10 SCVs go down, but oh, actually, wait, the adept's finding some damage.
Jieshi still finding ways to get a lot of worker damage done. 28 SCVs for Shy, and he's going to shade on into the natural. Oh, no, not committing to that one, but keeps those adepts alive, can continue to try and be a bother and get more kills because he's really struggling to get that base up, and Shy has equally been doing a lot of harassment to him, but that third CC mining is a big problem because he can catch up on workers, he can keep mining, whereas that main base of Jieshi's kind of on its last legs, and Natural not looking too great either. So
well,
he keeps shading in.
Pray for big storms. That is Jieshi's comeback mechanic here. 3 High Templar gathering energy. Storm is not ready. A couple of units, like literally 1 Zealot, 1 Stalker, 1 Immortal, and please clump up for my Size Storm. Storm's not ready just yet. Oh, he gets depowered. I think he's just done. The Storm isn't there yet.
Gosh, Shy is looking so good. There's just nothing Jieshi can do in this scenario. Not with 3 tanks
Yeah.
on the ramp like that. There's the Storms, and a couple of them aren't too bad actually, but there's still so much left over. GG, Shy. What a tear. He's on match point.
That was rough for Jieshi. I feel like moving out there would have been incredible if he realized Shy was moving out as well and jumped on the army, but getting caught out, and it's such a gift if the Terran moves into your adept push. You're like, oh sweet, you don't have a wall, you're not sieged up, let's go. The armies go past each other, and we saw the power of that bio. Shy, really good handling at home while diving through the third, the natural, and the main with that double drop. Like that was just, I really thought Shy was in a bit of trouble, but you know what? Really, really good handling and calm under pressure. Shy is showing that he's a lot better, I think, than we used to give him credit.
Yeah, I'm definitely feeling that right now. I mean, I thought Jieshi would do pretty well in this series. I thought, you know, Jieshi maybe 3-1, but I am being schooled right now by Shy, who is just looking fantastic. And it seems like a lot of the plays in this region seem to thrive in chaos, right? Because these games have been so wild. And Shy coming out on top here again. I love the constant use of the medevac drops every chance he got, or small hit squads of units, even if he's stuck defending against 40 adepts at home. And ultimately, he took the better engagements. He had the better tech. And it was just too much. I mean, these Storms are a little bit too late to be very useful for him because he had no actual army besides that. So, wow, what a showing. Shy could 3-0 Jieshi. That's crazy.
What a surprise that would be. Honestly, yeah, we were expecting Time to come through here, and we were like, oh, maybe Time will be more dominant, but then we're like, oh, he's playing Cyan, so probably be pretty close, and that was obviously a nail-biter of a series. But now to go into this one and to see Jieshi being the one who's getting outperformed so far, and so dominantly as well, it's just great play from our Terran. And you know what? I think it was a little bit risky early on, right? Going for that Hellion drop against a Stargate opening, took some damage. It did not feel like a great situation. I'm not sure if the push that was being executed in the follow-up really it was suited to the situation, but it actually ended up coming out quite well. So definitely, I think some holes here in Shy's scouting, but when you don't realize the situation you're in, and then literally everything hits the fan just all at once, you scramble, you manage to keep your footing, you manage to do the right things with no warning of the fact that you're about to enter this crazy semi-base trade. That speaks a lot to the calm and the presence of Shy as a player. So I think a really good stress test there. He comes out on top, he shows he's got what it takes, and now Jieshi needs to win 3 maps in a row. Ooh.
Yes, that is a tough ask, because as much faith as I have in Jieshi, 3 maps against Shy when he's looking this good, whew, that's a tough ask. And this is the man, the myth, the legend himself from Invictus Gaming in the bottom left, 1 match away from moving on to play time in the next part of the bracket. This is Shy.
And up here on the top right-hand side in the blue is the one and only Jieshi.
Come on, Protoss fans, please channel for your boy here. He needs a little help. He's looking a little bit wobbly, and this game is also going to be a little bit different.
This is the nonsense barracks placement. That's what that is. This is the, you will never scout here because there is no reason for there to be a barracks here ever. Like, it is such a ridiculous position to put a barracks. And that means Shy is playing the mind games. I am very curious to see what comes out of it. I wouldn't be surprised to see just a Reaper, but who knows? The downside of this is no add-ons going to be going down on that barracks, which can then also be swapped onto a factory, unless you also proxy the factory, which is a massive commitment that he will be going for. It's going to be another Hellion drop. Bernie cars all the way. It maybe could be like 2 Hellions into an Armory Widowmine drop as well, but it really looks like it's in that family of build orders. I guess the final option which I very much doubt is the 1-1-1 where you kind of build a bunch of Marines, a couple tanks, and you just push the front off one base. That is an old school style. We don't see it very often anymore. Doubt we'll see it here, but you never know.
Pro being a bother to this SEV of Shy, but this Marine buddy comes to help him out.
Don't tase me, bro.
There's the Pro. Don't tase me, bro. Don't tase me. It's an old meme.
Oh, yeah. Old. We're bringing back 2005 here, Zaf. You know, this is some this is some like early internet stuff. This is when YouTube was just people recording their TV screens on their handheld digital cameras, which was a thing everyone had because their phones didn't have cameras back then. You know, it was a special time in the internet.
That's exactly right, and he called it with the Hellions here. First couple on the way, almost ready to roll on out and wreak havoc. And in the meantime, Jieshi has opted for the Twilight Council here.
Okay, Widowmines do start up. So yeah, the 2 Hellions to threaten, and we'll see an armory go down in the back of the main, I would imagine. Of course, the barracks has floating all the way back. So this is such a cool build because it's like really dynamic, annoying pressure. Its weakness is that you have literally nothing behind it on the ground defending your main base. Like literally a Marine with 35 hit points. He got bruised by a probe. That is your whole security system. It's, hey, the best defense is often a good offense, right? And that's exactly what he wants to focus on here. He's like, no. You have to fear the Hellions. You've got to put everything at home to defend that. You want to get up your blink, your mobility, your control. That first Widowmine coming in, not even bothering with the armory. Interesting. So this is a twist on what we normally see with this build order from Shy.
Yeah, I'm not crazy. I was looking at the production tab like, wait, he didn't already make it, right? But no, he's actually gone without. He's going to drop a couple here in the main. Is Jieshi watching? Yes, he is. Yeah. Okay, he's going to have to pull away. No drastic damage here. Just a couple of probes. Pretty routine.
There's something great about how the Widowmines always, both of them found a way to hit the medevac with their splash. The medevac like didn't take a stalker shot and is below half life. Oh, look at that.
Oh! Nice.
Oh, that Widowmine is poggers. Yeah, he's a very happy little Widowmine and says, oh, you walled your base off. You can't even chase me. You got to cancel that gateway if you want to get out here. And the Widowmine's kind of sieging outside the base behind this 3rd command center on the way. Widowmine coming back in, now going for the natural. Jieshi's very busy right now. Ooh. Oh, Hellions!
Oh my god, the positioning is so prime, but there's only one Hellion. Oh, the dream was alive for a second there, but man, Jieshi doing a pretty good job at minimizing the damage that he's taken from this mine harassment here. It's always so difficult to deal with, especially when it's as many as he made, which is what, 4? Even losing a stalker at the front, they're really annoying. And it's also the lost mining time, right? You pull off. Yeah. Even the main, he actually pulled off for a little longer than he strictly needed to, but I can't really fault him for that, right? Because you're trying to pay attention to multiple things at once. So he did get blink during that. He got the robo out. Now he's going up that robo tech tree. And in the meantime, what has Shy done at home?
Well, that's an empty bunker. So I think the Stalkers realize there's no guns in there shooting out. The Marines need to get in there. Oh, the Raven can help out with an auto turret. That will force these Stalkers back.
Oh, that's a clutch.
Nice repair there. Can obviously get that 2nd bunker up, repair the Raven as well. The high ground blink is still a danger, though. There's not a lot of units on the ground. I mean, abandoning those add-ons in the bottom right, the reactor in the tech lab, it's such an awkward thing to have to do. Makes it hard to scout what you're up to. Makes it hard for Jieshi in the opening, but the production build-up and explosion for Shy is so delayed.
I love how the sentry's so slow at killing things. The SCV gets all the way into the natural. He gets a little bit of a scout there. There's a mine on the edge, but that observer sees it, and he can actually pick that off. The bunker empty until now, and now he's just chucked some Marines in there to ward off those stalkers. He's got the 3rd CC tucked away in there, producing workers 3 at a time, keeping that macro going. And likewise, Jieshi is just about to have his own 3rd base finished here in just a second, heading into a more rounded composition with those Colossi and charge lots rolling in.
3rd base looking healthy there. Probe starting to blossom out on it. Ooh, Observer does get sniped. Raven coming in handy there, limiting the vision. And I think it looks like, yeah, the double engineering bay and the double barracks going straight up to 5 barracks is shy. And this is the situation you find yourself in off this sort of opening. You've slowed down Jieshi massively. That's awesome. But by golly, your stim bio and your double upgrades are so late. It is insane how delayed that is. And having to build all those bunkers delayed it even more. Like, it made it incredibly awkward for Shy, who now hits a supply block on 85 and really needs to get a move on with that map control. Now, I think the one thing which is maybe hurting Jieshi is that Jieshi not quite realizing just how far away any Terran pushes. Because I really think Jieshi could have taken a 4th base here already and gone straight up to 75 workers. Is going to do it now, so I do like that move because you've just got so much freedom. The way you take advantage of a Terran who opens up this aggressive into 3cc is you take advantage of this like 6-minute window before stim finishes to take the map, take a lot of probes, explode your tech, and recover from that early damage.
And from here, Shy looks like he's going to be packing quite a punch by the time he moves out here. Sticking in some Liberators into the mix. 1-1, not too far off finishing. Oh my goodness. 8-9 probes and counting these auto turret. Adding a lot of flavor to this harassment.
That's huge. I was already talking about how Jieshi maybe wasn't pushing the economy as much as is needed. I don't think Stim or Shields has started, by the way, Zeph, and that's starting to worry me. Shy's doing some cool harassment, is building a 4th command center, has not remembered to start Stim or Shields, is about to start 2-2 upgrades. That's
illegal.
Yeah, this is it's like a bio build, but it's like, oh my god, they don't have any of the upgrades that make them good just now. I mean, Shy's not planning to push, so that's okay. He's ahead economically. As long as he doesn't fight in the next 2.5 minutes, it's okay. But I mean, it's just every second that goes by, you kind of go, oh man, this is great harassment from Shy. Some pretty damn good macro, but definitely needs those upgrades. 2-2 starts up.
No way, dude. He's going to have like 2-2 bio with no stim or combat shields. Oh, buddy. Your units need those performance enhancing drugs, bro. Oh, that's going to be an awkward moment when he figures that out. Oh, there we go.
Oh my god.
Salton.
Yeah, that Nexus is getting damaged now as well. And Marine's coming on in. I think at this point you go, yeah, definitely could have used that stim there. Maybe would have got that Nexus.
He's playing on hard mode. The first 2 games were too easy for him. He's like, you know what? I need a challenge. I'm going to not get the best upgrade in the game.
Oh, hot damn. This build-up, though, Shy, right now, I'm watching Shy play the can I max out before finishing a stim game, and I'm really hoping, come on, don't miss those depots, keep hitting that production, we can do this, Shy. Max out before stim pack, the first time in a pro game playing bio. Let's see it happen. This may actually be a historic first. The funny thing is as well, it's not like a bad game, it's Shy's actually killing it.
Yeah.
It's just like this one important piece was forgotten, but it's like actually completely meaningless with the way this game is played. Other than that double drop, there's no other point where a stim actually was going to be used, because we're going 85 workers, 4 base, probably a 5th command center will start up soon. Shy's playing that mega late game style, and stim and shields, they're going to kick in before the fighting really starts. This is awesome.
This is unreal, man. If Jieshi loses here and he watches the replay, that's going to be a bad time, because he's going to see exactly what Shy did there. The Shy is now moving out, almost with stim. It's seconds away. And he could maybe put a bit of pressure on here. You don't want to get too fresh too soon, though. You still don't quite have that little upgrade. There you go. Now you're speedy. That's going to feel a little bit more normal, yeah. And just gets away from that main force from Jieshi here. Oh, boy.
Good scan. Very important scan there. That blink otherwise would have been brutal on those medevacs. And are we still flying through the middle of the map? Okay, then. I was like, if you just fly down the middle right now, you're actually a crazy person, Shy. To play this turtley for so long and then to just lift up your army and dive. I mean, even now, this is a bit of a dicey position. There's no siege units there. So I like the moving across the map. I think this is the best thing to do. Just use siege units and planetaries to defend as well as your rally. And just do these massive bio counterattacks that are so hard for Jieshi to deal with.
Yeah, oh no, he's right on top of the robo. Those disruptors are really a difference maker in these army compositions for the Protoss. He's also getting DTs, and that could change things too. Love the addition of these chargels coming in as well. Gets the sense turret and a tank there. Shy immediately pulls away from that mineral line, though. He's not interested in having his economy damaged by that sort of harassment. And he's still looking for opportunities to harass himself. Liberate a little bit too far away there. But he has pulled back to the right side of the map, maybe looking towards that, I guess that's the 5th base that he's taking there.
Oh, he's going to boost to the main.
Uh-oh.
Oh, wow. Wild moves. Knows recall's not ready right now. I think there might be, what, just one cannon and a battery.
Get the
You know what, is
upgrade.
already halfway to 3-3. If you get rid of +2 armor there, oh man, that would be huge. This is a huge drop in the main base. The DT shrine could go down as well, and indeed it will. Forge upgrade does get slowed down. DT shrine falls. Every gateway depot. What is the siege units doing in the middle of the map? Jieshi finds all the tanks in the open. Oh, this is getting scrappy.
Oh, Shy, hello? Oh my goodness. Oh, the tanks are going to get taken out. 11 probes are going down. The DT tech and the +2 armor. These charge lots are going to get cleaned up by the tank, and 2 Marines remaining at that 3rd base. But Jieshi is hitting the go button. He goes, all right, I can't deal with that at home. I've just got to go try and do as much damage as I can to the Terran player. He stops the +2 attack upgrade there as well. And Shy is just going to continue his warpath down into the natural base of Jieshi. What can Jieshi do about this?
Watch out.
The ball's going down. Oh, he's looking.
Shy, good job. And you know what? Shy doesn't mind losing this command center. Shy's like, I've got like 12 of those. Like, it's totally fine. I've taken out almost all of your gateway production. I'm taking out more and more of it. You don't get on my production. I'm okay with that. I'm building more tanks. I'm building more bio. My 3-3 is about to kick in. So it's going to be 3-3 versus 2-1. Oh, that is a 3 upgrade advantage that's locked in for the next few minutes of this game. And almost every single Nexus getting sniped.
Oh man, Shy is so good. Why didn't anyone tell me Shy was so good? He's killing it. And Jieshi, he's struggling for options here. I mean, the army supply, the upgrades, the work account, everything is in Shy's favor here on match point for the Terran player. He's finally going to get flushed out of this base, but absolute carnage here in the Protoss city.
There's actually only that squad of Stalkers, and Cybercore's only just restarted building. So there's very little anti-air for Jieshi, who's on 34 probes, is down in every single regard. And right now, Jieshi is called just a minute's silence. They're all gonna kind of pray, combine their mental energies for gigantic disruptor shots. That is the one thing that Jieshi is hoping for. 3 disruptors in a dream. Definitely going to be the aim of the game here. This drop just flying around the main base still. Shy is maxed back out.
Oh, he actually drops. My goodness, that's very bold.
No. Shy. Put it away.
Oh, that medevac escapes just barely, but yeah, that was a little overconfident. A Nexus gonna finish up here, and Jieshi can finally get a little bit more mining happening, but he's still in tatters, don't get me wrong.
This is, yeah, I mean, Shy is maxed out now. He's adding ghost, ship weapons, and I don't think there's any reason to not move across this map. I think there's such an advantage in upgrades, manpower. Shy could send the whole army across without sieging the tanks and win this game, but it's going to kind of split the army by the looks of it. I mean, Jieshi's pushing across like, all right, maybe we can break him. It's like, no. This Terran army is magnificent. It is huge. You cannot deal with that. Not when you're down 3 upgrades. Those zealots are going to evaporate.
You may not like it, but this is what peak performance looks like. And as this Protoss army comes up to meet this Terran meat grinder, he's going to be looking for those juicy disruptor hits. That's what he needs to turn the tide of this battle in his favor. Not quite able to get huge meaty ones. Uh-oh, another Terran army coming in from the side. He targets down both Colossi. He doesn't even need those Vikings anymore, and they do land on the ground. Oh, Jieshi, can he pull through here? There's enough Terran to keep stimming. And oh, only a few Stalkers survive there, Pig. Shy's looking real good.
Yep, Shy's still up on 5 bases. Extra command center still dropping mules as well. That 3-3 bio, it might not have been the prettiest engagement there, but it got the job done. I mean, just the raw numbers encircling the Protoss and chopping the head off. That's exactly it. This left-hand side looks like it's being responded to by Jieshi. That leaves the the right side open. And there we go. Yep. Zealots and Stalkers say, hey, get back here. Meanwhile, this squad runs in, and that's where the damage happens.
Yeah,
Ooh, good
I was
recall.
gonna say you might need a recall there, but guess what? He just lifts off into the main. He's like, I'm pretty sure there's some structures up here I didn't kill yet. So he can continue targeting down those pylons. And
that +3 upgrade.
Oh,
That thing's been trying to finish for like weeks. Oh wow, this is good play from Shy. I mean, Jieshi's trying to hang on desperately. He's catching some of these units, but it's just so many units. And like Zealot Stalkers that are this far behind in upgrades, these aren't going to make a comeback happen. There's just no way.
Well, at the very least, he should finish that +2 upgrade, but this Nexus may not be long for this world. He's targeting it down. He does have to micro back against those charge lots, but there's no charge lots left. He needs the reinforcements. Oh, he wants that Nexus so badly, but Jieshi is hanging on. He's saying, please, no, I have more fight in me left than this. But he is really struggling to hold off all these attacks from Shy. Feedback
Shy
on
goes
the
down the
Novak.
left. Yeah, that's it. Nice. The G.